Hey, I'm Chris from Make Everything, and today I'm going to show you a different kind of cutoff wheel that breaks all the rules. Check it out. So generally when it comes to cutoff wheels for cutting steel, aluminum, stainless, whatever, the rule is that you only cut with them and you never try to grind with them. When you try to grind with a cutoff wheel, that's how you wind up with a chunk of it in your face. But I've got these new discs from Pferd called the DuoDisc that can accomplish both. So let's get a closer look. All right, so when it comes to cutoff wheels, there's a few factors that you have to take into consideration. And to me, the most important one is the actual thickness of the wheel itself. Now, these very thin cutoff wheels are great because they remove a small amount of material. You can get really fine cuts, but they're very flexible. Flexible meaning that if you side load this even the littlest bit, you're gonna break it. That makes these just a little bit more dangerous than a heavier duty disc like something like this, which that one I just broke was a 0.040. This is a 0.045, and I've got these that go up to 3/32 all the way up to 1/8 of an inch thick for really heavy cutting stainless steel. Now these are heavy duty cutting discs that I really like, the SG Plus. I use these a lot, but these discs are not designed to grind on the face of the disc at all. So the abrasive is really only here on the edge, and if you start to grind it on the side, you're not really going to get very far, and you're also going to weaken this disc, which is going to just kind of increase the likelihood that this disc breaks. And when these break, they're spinning at a tremendous speed, and they will go flying potentially into you, and that's not what you want. So to avoid that and to limit the number of times you have to change your tool when you're trying to cut and grind, there's this, which is called the DuoDisc. Now, I'll be honest, I didn't know about these for a really long time, and I have definitely side-loaded one of these cutoff wheels by trying to grind with it. Not the best thing, and I've gotten pretty lucky so far, but these discs are actually designed to cut and then actually grind using the abrasive that's exposed here on the side of the wheel. Now, this is an engineered disc for that purpose. So you might be able to get away with grinding with one of these, but this is going to be able to let you do it safer. And to me, that's really important. Now, I already try to wear a full face shield anytime I'm using a cutoff wheel because I have seen that viral photo of the guy with the cutoff wheel in his face, and I don't want that to happen. So the caveat with these is that they are a little thicker. This one's a 0.065, and then there's also a 1/8 inch thick one. So there is a little more material inside that disc, which obviously helps when you're side loading it. But I'll do some cutting with these, show you how they work, and see if they might be helpful to you in your shop. So now here's a little disclaimer. If you've watched my videos, you know I very often use my angle grinders without a guard on them. I find that when I'm grinding with a flat disc or a surface conditioning disc, the grinder guards get in the way. When I'm using a cutoff wheel though, that's not the case. I want that grinder guard there because if this thing breaks, I really don't want it going and hitting me in the face. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm actually gonna cut this tube with a regular 0.045 grinding disc, so a little bit thinner. And then I'll cut it with the DuoDisc to see if there's a difference in the amount of time it takes, and I'll show you how the DuoDisc is able to cut and then grind it. By the way, this is 1/8 inch wall, 1 1/4 inch tube. So I'll switch out to the DuoDisc now. So now I've made that cut, but I can use the grinding side of this disc to clean up the pipe. Personally, I use a lot of square tube, so I'll do a cut in some square tube, show you how I can grind these edges nice. You can even do a little deeper first and then a cut. Alright, so that's cut and ground with one disc. Cuts pretty well and leaves a pretty nice grind on it. It actually takes off material relatively quickly, especially considering considering it's a cutoff wheel. So I think this is going to save me a lot of time. All right, that about does it for this video. Very short and sweet. It's pretty simple of a product. But for me, I've always kind of gone a little bit outside the lines in my career as a fabricator, and every now and then when I'm cutting something off with a cutoff wheel, I try to sneak a little bit of grind time on the edge. Now, that's just asking for it. I'm just asking for one of these wheels to break off and go shooting into my face, which is why, like I said, I usually wear a full face shield anytime I'm doing any cutoff stuff. But sometimes out in the field, I don't have my face shield. I just want to get something done fast, and that's usually when mistakes happen, when you're like kind of rushing through that last bit of the job. You only have one cutoff wheel left, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, if you're going to be cutting and grinding in the field, do yourself a favor. Get yourself a disc that's actually designed to cut and grind instead of taking the risk and potentially winding up with a broken piece of flap disc like jammed in your face. So yeah, I'll leave a link down in the description where you can learn more about these and the other cutoff wheels that I use if you are just cutting. I really do like the very thin kerf Pferd disc. I have like 030, 040, and 050. The 030s are awesome for cutting like really, really fine stuff, but you do have to be careful, right? You will break these pretty easily. So anyway, hope you enjoyed this. If you have any comments, please leave them down below. Give this video a thumbs up if you like this and you like videos like this showing off products and different things you might use in your shop to save you time and money. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos like this and more videos in the shop, making stuff and showing off cool tools. Again, I'm Chris F from Make Everything. You can follow me right here on Instagram at Make Everything Shop, and I hope to see you on the next video. Thanks.